Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and I wanted to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy, and I want to talk about the American entertainment crisis. So I just watched a video by brilliant movie pundit, actually, I don't think he's really a movie reviewer at all, Patrick Willem. If you're not familiar with his material, I'd be surprised if you're on this channel and you haven't seen him before. He's absolutely brilliant, and he's breaking into a new area where he's talking about film in new ways. He recently did an hour and 30-minute video essay, I would call it. Although those are so like everybody's like, ugh. It wasn't. It was very entertaining, and it was actually he did an excellent job on it. But he talked about who killed the movies, right? And so there's this discussion of, are movies dead, right? Movies are not dead. And his supposition from this hour and a half piece is actually wrong. He did not find out who killed the movies, because the movies aren't dead. And so his whole supposition was incorrect. But his intellectual exercise of exploring the question was brilliant. Okay. And where we really are, if people are openly saying, hey, movies are dead, they're claiming movies are dead, then we really have an American entertainment crisis. And what I'm saying right now is that people not going to the movies is the biggest problem in the world. It's bigger than the two wars America is in right now. It's more important, okay, to America, right? America is not boots on the ground, but dollars on the ground in two wars right now. And that's a big deal, right? Because, and the reason why is right now the entire world is like, oh, President Joseph Biden's in office. He's a coward. All villains are allowed to do whatever. All international villains are allowed to do whatever you want, whatever they want. And I think that's the best way to really think about Vladimir Putin. Is kind of just like a Bond villain, right? He runs he runs his country the way like Doctor Doom runs Latveria. I feel bad for the Russian people, and sometimes I wish they would step up and take care of the problem, and vote him out. But they are unwilling to do that, right? So we're kind of stuck, right? But there's a lot of villainy happening right now, and President Joseph Biden has been very clear: coward, not going to use our military to do anything real. I'll just spend a little bit of money and say I did something, right? So so, but the reality is the loss of American cinema, the loss of America, the American blockbuster, is a much bigger problem than the two wars America is in right now. And the reason why is America is no boots on the ground from anyone. We are the safest nation in the world, right? That comes from two things. It comes from an extremely strong military who the world knows Republicans will use. They also now know that no Democrat will ever use the military for anything real, right? They understand that Democrats really don't even know how to spell military. They certainly don't know how to use it, right? So we have this problem now where the world is aware when you do your villainy when Democrats are in, and then all the nonsense stops the minute a Republican walks in, right? And I'm not saying Republicans are perfect. Actually, I think Republicans are very much like the Star Wars Empire, right? Order, the train, strong economy, stability, right? But Republicans don't mean well for people. They genuinely are like, we don't want anything to happen. We just want to conserve the status quo. That's a problem. That's a big problem, right? But I think but to understand understanding Patrick Willem right now, what you really need to understand is that we have this American entertainment crisis. And the reason why we need to fix it is we keep people from invading us by our military, but also the American blockbuster. For 100 years, what the American blockbuster has carried to every nation in the world is we're the cool kid on the block. You suckers want to sit with us on the bus. You want to sit at our table, right? And literally, dictators who cried death to America, they have a movie collection that's nothing but an American film, right? And everyone in the world knows we're the popular kid, right? And so the value of that is worth double what we're spending on our military. So for the safety of our nation, the American blockbuster cannot die. And so this is why I think the moment Vivek Ramaswamy is in, the most important thing he has to do is establish the Department of Hollywood and bring massive regulation to Hollywood and say, message is done. It's just narrative now. You guys are going to tell stories. If you try to squeeze in one word about environmentalism, if you try to squeeze in one word about your pet project, about your pet social stances, you're done. For the next 5 to 10 years, until we have a $3 billion film, no message. The message is subordinate to the story, okay, to the narrative. And Department of Hollywood need to enforce this. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing and have a wonderful millennium.